Invest in the proper stocks, synchronize your clocks. Time is essential. Pat D came correct with a sequential order of the kicks and the snares. Upright bass line shadows the rhyme. The UK and the USA, doing it for you, no dues to pay. Sit back, relax, and vibe to the music. Seen a barricade, but we went right through it. Just another metaphor for life. Stay in control to relieve the strife as I move around. To get things going when words come alive. These lyrics keep flowing. Hip hop, jazz, and soul. This intro. Hip hop, jazz, and soul. This intro. Hip hop, jazz, and soul. This intro. Hip hop, jazz, and soul. This intro.
Constantly reminded of what I gotta be, but I wanna be something else in honesty. Negativity is always going on at me. From a little girl to a grown MC, rocking beats, what's stopping me? Nothing's changed, a few more mistakes and a lady in my name. Gone to CD from tapes, but it's really all the same. To escape every day, I write to maintain, living life in the rain. It shines once again when the mic bears my name. I think nothing of it, paradox and melodic, poetic like sonnets. So let it, we promise to bring you the vibe. Our whole method is honest and from deep inside, and be as I am. Weak but I try, I feel aside, out of place, breathe out of time. Over beats so divine, speak then I fly.
Hip hop, jazz, soul. This intro. 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 Feeling real good about the future. Sunshine and enterprise and tactics. Out with the industry. Winning this game of Monopoly. Not waiting around for the boardwalk. Make moves, show and prove by the way I talk. Looking for no regrets. Now you're rocking with the best.
Not stopping for a rest, but continue the melody. Music at its best, so it better be heavenly. Enters my entity, and don't mention my gender. See, I don't see it as negativity. Melodic Pat D, Lady P, sound is sweet. My mind is alive, I don't know how to sleep, so I write for this time and flow to the beat, breathing life into rhyme. Now I know how to speak.
Hip hop, jazz, soul. This intro. 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 Hip hop, jazz, jazz, jazz. Hip hop, jazz, jazz, jazz. Hip hop, jazz, jazz, jazz. Hip hop, jazz, jazz, soul, jazz, soul, jazz, soul. Let me start with the lentil introduction. It's melodic, the truly hypnotic, along with the lady. Beat to the docks. Invest in the proper stocks, synchronize your clocks. Time is essential. Pat D came correct with a sequential order of the kicks and the snares. Upright bass line shadows the rhyme. The UK and the USA, doing it for you, no dues to pay. Sit back, relax, and vibe to the music. Seen a barricade, but we went right through it. Just another metaphor for life. Stay in control to relieve the strife as I move around. To get things going when words come alive. These lyrics keep flowing. Hip hop, jazz, and soul. This intro. Hip hop, jazz, and soul. This intro. Hip hop, jazz, and soul. This intro. Hip hop, jazz, and soul. This intro.
Constantly reminded of what I gotta be, but I wanna be something else in honesty. Negativity is always going on at me. From a little girl to a grown MC, rocking beats, what's stopping me? Nothing's changed, a few more mistakes states and a lady in my name. Gone to CD from tapes, but it's really all the same. To escape every day, I write to maintain, living life in the rain. It shines once again when the mic bears my name. I think nothing of it, paradox and melodic, poetic like sonnets. So let it, we promise to bring you the vibe. Our whole method is honest to from deep inside and be as I am. Weak but I try, I feel aside, out of place, breathe out of time. Over beats so divine, speak then I fly.
Hip hop, jazz, soul. This in control. 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 Feeling real good about the future. Sunshine and enterprise and tactics out with the industry. Winning this game of Monopoly, not waiting around for the boardwalk. Make moves, show and prove by the way I talk. Looking for no regrets. Now you're rocking with the best.
Not stopping for a rest, but continue the melody. Music at its best, so it better be heavenly. Enters my entity, and don't mention my gender. See, I don't see it as negativity. Melodic Pat D, Lady P, sound is sweet. My mind is alive, I don't know how to sleep, so I write for this time and flow to the beat, breathing life into rhyme. Now I know how to speak.
Hip hop, jazz, soul. This in control. 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 Hip hop, jazz, jazz, jazz. Hip hop, jazz, jazz, jazz. Hip hop, jazz, jazz, jazz. Hip hop, jazz, jazz, soul, jazz, soul, soul. Let's start with the little introduction. It's melodic, the truly hypnotic, along with the lady. Beat to the docks. Invest in the proper stocks, synchronize your clocks. Time is essential. Pat D came correct with a sequential order of the kicks and the snares. Upright baseline shadows the rhyme. The UK and the USA, doing it for you, no dues to pay. Sit back, relax, and vibe to the music. Seen a barricade, but we went right through it. Just another metaphor for life. Stay in control to relieve the strife as I move around. To get things going when words come alive. These lyrics keep flowing. Hip hop, jazz, and soul. This in control. Hip hop, jazz, and soul. This in control. Hip hop, jazz, and soul. This in control. Hip hop, jazz, and soul. This in control.
Constantly reminded of what I gotta be, but I wanna be something else in honesty. Negativity is always going on at me. From a little girl to a grown MC, rocking beats, what's stopping me? Nothing's changed, a few more mistakes and a lady in my name. Gone to CD from tapes, but it's really all the same. To escape every day, I write to maintain, living life in the rain. It shines once again when the mic bears my name. I think nothing of it, paradox and melodic, poetic like sonnets. So let it, we promise to bring you the vibe. Our whole method is honest to from deep inside and be as I am. Weak but I try, I feel aside, out of place, breathe out of time. Over beats so divine, speak then I fly.
Hip hop, jazz, soul. This in control. 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 Trophy.
Hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is April 18th, 2023. And we've got a big bounce, okay? But this was expected. This was expected. If you were paying attention, yesterday we were talking about how this week is very likely to be a very strong green week. In fact, one of the best weeks in the past few years for Bitcoin, okay? And we laid out a number of reasons, 5 or 6, right? We looked at the DXY, we looked at Bitcoin dominance, we looked at Bitcoin's own chart, we looked at the altcoin chart, we looked at all of these things. We looked at the fact that it was Monday and we'd already started our uptrend, right? Or we had already found support on Monday, right? Late Sunday, actually early Monday, and started to make a rounded bottom on support. And the new moon is towards the end of the week. So many things confluent with the idea that this is going to be a very green week. And thus far, we're starting out right, okay? It's Tuesday morning, and we've got a nice reaction from our support level right here, right? Our support level at around 24,000, what is it? 29,100, thereabouts, okay? So, as you can see here on the 4-hourly chart, we've executed this SR flip, support resistance flip, to perfection, okay? We spent 3 weeks in this range, finally broke it, distributed, came down, retested previous resistance as new support, and now we continue the general uptrend. That's the basic, crux of what's happening in Bitcoin right now, okay? Not that complicated, right? Technical analysis, I think, good technical analysis, in my experience of charting and trading for tens of thousands of hours, being a profitable trader, trading, my trading volume's got to be in the millions by now, and, having more than $500,000 in positions. From my experience, good technical analysis is simple, okay? I've gone into really intricate, sort of arcane subjects and aspects of technical analysis, and sometimes I talk about those on the channel. But the best technical analysis that I'll put my money on, that I'll literally take to the bank, and where I, with a high degree of confidence, take really high leverage trades on, it's very simple. And it's all based on simple support and resistance, like what I just demonstrated here. Okay? So expect this to continue. We understand this. Now, the title of the live stream today is why 38,000 is likely to be hit this week, okay? And why this week? Because of what I laid out yesterday in the live stream, okay? This is likely to be a really bullish week, and we're likely to get a push up. And the next main target, okay? The next main target is 38K. Now, I'm not 100% sure, okay? We don't deal with uncertainties. We deal in probabilities, okay? So this is what I'm saying. It's likely, not definitely, okay? So why is it likely? First and foremost, I will reiterate the idea of the large imbalance in the chart here, okay? If you look at this area of the chart, you can see only sellers participated in trading. The chart, like nature, dislikes imbalance. It's always seeking to rebalance, okay? In this area of the chart, you can see when Bitcoin came down from 38K all the way down to 26K, and then, bounced up for an automatic rally or automatic response, if you will, in Wyckoff terms, to about 29, that happened in a flash without any buyers participating, okay? And when you're trading, you always want a balanced chart, and the chart always seeks balance, so it's likely going to find a way to balance that out with an equal equally quick, equally swift move up to balance this area, okay? And the rebalancing of that area is precisely right here at 38K, where we lost support and made this rather swift fall from 38K thereabouts, 38 to 39K, down to 27K thereabouts, okay? So that's the one main reason, okay? Another pretty good reason why we're looking at 38K as being the next likely target is simply, it's the technical target of this inverse head and shoulders, right? This is very clearly an inverse head and shoulders, right? We've had this on the chart, and we've been talking about 38K on the channel for some time. Obviously, we've been matriculating upwards in fits and starts, and we haven't hit 38K yet. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's no longer a target, okay? If you take the technical target of this inverse head and shoulders that we have here, with our nice blue inverse head and shoulders pattern, you take the neckline of the pattern, you can see that the target is pretty much 38K, right at the site of the scene of the crime, if you will, right? Right where you lost support and created this selling imbalance. Let's try to get a... Okay, let's do this otherwise. Guys, if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you're having a great day. Here, you lost support, all right? This is exactly where your target is. Look at this. This is what we call confluence, where two not unrelated means of analysis reach the same conclusion, okay? So you could just use selling imbalance or buying imbalance in the charts and spy that this level needs to be retested right here or reclaimed because of this imbalance. Or you could take the technical target of this inverse head and shoulders, as we just did, superimposed from the side of breakout, and it gives you the same exact target of about 38K, okay? We've shown this before on the channel. Maybe we haven't articulated it in that exact way. The other reason we're looking at 38K, okay? And again, it's not just 38K is going to be hit sometime in some nebulous future. We're saying it's likely to be hit this week because this week is very likely to find Bitcoin, altcoins, the whole cryptocurrency market to pump hard, okay? That's the baseline. That is the understanding. I'm not going to rehash yesterday's analysis. If that is something that you want to look at, just look at the first 30 minutes of yesterday's live stream. But the other reason is that if we look at our Elliott wave analysis, okay, and I've done this, and let's just do it again with you. You take your Fibonacci extension tool, right? You assume, well, it's not an assumption. You make the educated assumption, let's say, educated guess, educated inferral, whatever, inference, that this is a wave 1 and these 3 waves are wave 2. I like that. Why? Because this very much looks the part, okay? In Elliott wave theory, we have something that Proctor and Frost, they talk about, quote unquote, the right look. So how do you tell an impulse from like just a random move up? Well, an impulse has the right look. It's parabolic, it's strong, all that stuff. This has the right look, right? You could see it's parabolic. You have that S curve, right? You just, it's strong, okay? It's just boom, up. So you have this impulse, and let's say it is an impulse. Well, what should you see? You should see a retracement in 3 waves, as you did, and that retracement should take just about as long as the impulse took. It did. 32 days, 32 days. This is why I've said I'm very comfortable saying that this is a wave 1, wave 2 situation. Now we're looking for wave 3, okay? Elliott wave 101. Wave 3 extensions come to 1618 to 2 Fibonacci extension of wave 1, retracement of wave 2. So you take your Fibonacci extension tool from the bottom of wave 1 to the top of wave 1, which is here. That's the orthodox high right here at 24,255. Retracement of wave 2. Okay, all this stuff, mind you, this is the sort of nominal high, but this is part of this 3-wave move. Okay, so this B wave did what we call a and expanded flat. Okay, this is why I'm not pulling the high from here. Just that's like technical stuff that you need to have a good handle on for precise price speculation. If you don't, you can approximate your speculations, okay, but you're going to have some trouble scalping. You're going to have some trouble like really getting into high leverage trades precisely using Elliott wave if you don't know what an orthodox or orthodox low is, orthodox high is, a nominal high, nominal low. There's a big difference, okay? Anyway, that's besides the point. Wave 1, wave 2, projecting wave 3 between the 1618 to 2 Fibonacci extension, okay? And that's exactly where we have our target of this inverse head and shoulders, and it's exactly where we have the site of the crime, the scene of the crime, where the imbalance started, right? Did I do that right? No, I didn't. What am I doing? The imbalance started right here. I meant this, okay? So you see that the 1618 to 2 Fibonacci extension is this region. So typically wave 3 ends between the 1618 to 2 Fibonacci extension. 38K is in that boundary, right? Between the 37 and 43K levels, which represent the 1618 to 2 Fibonacci extension of this wave 1 retracement of wave 2. This is why there's so much confluence that tells us 38K is the next likely target for Bitcoin. And given everything that we worked on yesterday, that we went through yesterday, it's very likely that you get that this week, okay? Imbalances fill quickly, right? This happened on the way down in, mind you, a corrective sequence, right? All of this, 1, 2, 3, is corrective. It's not pure impulse. All of this is pure impulse. Bitcoin has been in pure impulse since 2011. It's been in what we call a what do we call it? I'm sorry. I am losing my mind. It has been in a large degree impulse, okay? I'm trying to find the degree, the term for the degree. What would you call it? One second. Let me just put this in and check. It's cycle. Okay, we would call it a cycle wave. Bitcoin has been in cycle wave impulse since its inception in 2010. And so this is why it goes up a lot more than it goes down. Okay? So every time Bitcoin makes a move to the upside in impulse, it's a lot more intense, it's a lot more pronounced than the counter, than the correction. These corrections are less in intensity, less in magnitude than the actual trend. This is the trend, this is the correction. So, in this correction, right here, sorry, you had a few days of imbalance between that 38K to 26K. Let's zoom in really quickly. That took approximately, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles thereabouts. Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 8 candles. So it took about a week, okay? But that was in correction. So just because it took a week in a corrective phase, right? This is not an impulsive phase. It is an impulsive phase, but it's an impulsive phase within the context of a correction. So A, B, C, the C wave is impulsive, right? Even though this is a double zigzag, it's still impulsive. But in no way can you compare it in magnitude to this. I hope I haven't lost you. Why am I saying all of this? I'm basically trying to say that even though it took 8 days to come down from 38K down to 27K thereabouts, don't be surprised if it just takes a couple days to get from 30K up to 38K. You don't necessarily have to take 8 days. Okay, so that was that point. I know it was a little circuitous, but whatever. And that's pretty much the argument, or that's pretty much why, just looking at Bitcoin's chart, we can expect with a high degree of probability 38K at some point this week. Now, let's look at what else we can use to substantiate this, right? The DXY, our market mover, this is what is basically moving this $500 billion market cap, okay? It's not anything else. It's not people buying. It's not, I hear so many things. Like, you got people that go to school, people who are supposedly thinking critically. How do you think that a random ma and pop or like some teenager buying $20 of Bitcoin here and there is moving the price by billions of dollars moment to moment? Like, it doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even make any sense, right? Obviously, it's the underlying asset. It's the US dollar. It's the fluctuation of the underlying asset that creates the major price fluctuations in Bitcoin. And here, what we have is clearly a declension, a drawdown of the DXY after we hit that main resistance here, right? We were talking about that yesterday. We saw that Bitcoin was at a resistance level, and we said, okay, it's likely that once we hit this, we find our way down, and that's exactly what we did, okay? This is proven resistance 1, 2, 3 times. Now it's the 4th time. 4th time's a charm, okay? And we zoom in. What do we see? We see that the way it went down, it's likely that what you're putting in now is some sort of zigzag, meaning a 5-3-5. Okay, so you're going to go into pure impulse. But what I want to draw your attention to is the fact that you are creating a bearish pattern. That shouldn't surprise you, because when you're in bearish trends, when you're in bullish trends, you should be able to spot patterns, bullish patterns in bullish trends. You should be able to spot bearish patterns in bearish trends. And what you should be able to do is see small ones, and then as they progress, they make successively bigger ones, and so on and so forth. It's just a chain reaction of these patterns building on one another, okay? So here we have this head and shoulders, which is a bearish reversal pattern forming. And as you can see, we're forming this right shoulder at this neckline right here. So what's going to give us our Bitcoin to 38K? In my opinion, it's going to be when this right shoulder completes, breaks down, that's where we get 38K, okay? Because as you can see, that this breakdown of this head and shoulders in the DXY, US dollar currency index, is going to take us back down to the bottom of the channel, okay? And once we get back down to the bottom of the channel, what's going to happen? We're likely going to get a small reaction, because the bottom of the channel is obviously some support, okay? It's going to give us a small reaction before a continuation. But it's in the path down to the bottom of the channel, right? Which is pretty much the technical target of this head and shoulders, which is going to give you your Bitcoin from, your $8,000 Bitcoin pump, in my estimation, okay? So this is what I'm seeing on the charts, letting us know that, yes, we're going to get a strong move up, okay? We can get even more particular in this. Just having a quick look at this right shoulder, what do we see? Okay, no surprise, you're seeing this right shoulder in and of itself is comprised of another head and shoulders pattern that's about to break down. Do you see how that works? It's fractals. It's literally like a kaleidoscope of bearishness, right? In this case, where you're seeing a small pattern forming a larger pattern, forming an even larger pattern, and so on and so forth. Because if you zoom out even a little more, right? If you go on the daily time frame of the DXY, what do you see? You see the bigger head and shoulders pattern, right? Do you see the fractals? So this is the main one, and then this is the smaller one, and this is even smaller one, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing on the DXY. This is why I'm bullish in risk on assets in the immediate short term, even, right? So that's Bitcoin and the DXY. I want to also talk briefly about Bitcoin dominance. Okay, Bitcoin dominance, we said yesterday, was likely to do something like this, okay, and put in another head and shoulders, which is a bearish reversal pattern, creating a rounded top at this 2-year resistance. Okay, a lot of analysts, for some reason or another, and guys, just be careful what you consume. There's a lot of analysis out there, but there's a lot of poor quality analysis, and I'm not even trying to be mean, but it goes back to simple. A lot of analysts don't have even basic understanding of support and resistance, right? Basic understanding of support and resistance. I don't care what style you espouse, or how you look at the charts, if you use indicators or not, whatever. But if you can't tell that this is resistance, then what are you doing? What are you doing, right? This is clearly resistance. The only way you get even a little bullish about this is if you break it and then you retest. I could expect somebody to get a little bullish as you break, fine, and then expect it to retest, but it's put in a swing failure pattern at the top of a 2-year resistance. If anybody's telling you Bitcoin dominance is bullish and you're listening to them, that's your fault. You need to do your homework and be more, exercise a little more discretion at what kind of content you consume. Again, not all content is good content. It doesn't matter how well produced it is or how many followers are behind the account, or how many followers are following the account. You know what I mean? But to each their own. Some people like bad analysis, so whatever. But here you have another head and shoulders, and what you're going to likely do in the case of Bitcoin dominance is create a distributive pattern here, right? Probably like we saw with the DXY on the small time frame, you're likely to create another small time frame head and shoulders reversal pattern. But essentially, Bitcoin dominance in the small time frame is going to come up a bit. That's just Bitcoin going up, while altcoins go up, but maybe not as forcefully. But eventually, altcoins are going to go up forcefully as well. It's not that Bitcoin's going to dump necessarily. It may range. It may just not go up as much. But you basically will see Bitcoin and altcoins fluctuating in terms of dominance, which will yield this right shoulder before the real altcoin season comes in, where Bitcoin stalls. I think what you're going to get at 38K is it's not a dump, but a ranging, one of those, wave 4, complex flat corrections that goes on forever, or for some time. And in that situation, for reasons we've stated before on the channel, because altcoins are a step behind Bitcoin for the most part, they're going to catch up, and that's how Bitcoin dominance comes down. So this is my thesis. This is why I'm really expecting that 38K level in a few days. Okay, Joe Blow says, loading up on ETC now because Doge starting to slip. Doge wants to go to revisit 0.09005, going on the sidelines now. See you later. Okay, cool. All right. So that's BTC. That's the DXY. That's Bitcoin dominance. And what do we have? Let me check something really quickly. One second. I'm going to put something in. I'm going to put a trade in real quick. One second, guys. Oh, fuck. Okay, let's see. One second. I'm going to take this long. Okay, here we go. One second. I'm just taking this long. Here we go. Okay, I like this. I like this right here. And let me add to the margin. Okay, I'm gonna take it right here. Sorry guys, I'm just trading real quick. I want to take a long on BNB here. Right at the phi ratio. So basically I don't do this too much on the channel, so why don't I just take the opportunity to tell you exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So I'm basically using my Fibonacci retracement level, my phi ratio, my golden pocket to buy support here. I believe based off of this structure right here, we're at a support level, okay? So I like the fact that if I pull my Fibonacci retracement of these waves here, this 5-wave structure, it's, for me, this is clearly a corrective 5-wave structure, okay? It's not an impulsive 5-wave structure because the time this took to go up is not the same as the time it took to go down, okay? So I'm pulling my Fibonacci retracement level of this, and I'm at the golden pocket, and I know the golden pocket is withheld in the case of a 5-3-5 zigzag, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing, just like I showed you, this is got to be support, just given the way the market has responded to it, right? This was resistance, and now it's likely to be support, okay? It was support here, right? So those are the two reasons I want to take a long from here. What's my invalidation? Pretty much, if you break well below the phi ratio, then you're putting in a flat correction, which is also possible. But I think this is a zigzag, so this is why I'm keen on taking this right now. Yeah, and that is pretty much it. Okay, let's see. Okay, now let me put a stop. So that is my trading thesis for this scalp. It's just a scalp. We'll see. All right. Now what are we doing with Bitcoin? Okay, now you're pulling back a bit in 1, 2, 3 waves. Back down to resistance, right? Flipping previous resistance as new support. Maybe this is the level right here. Okay, so you seem to be getting some sort of bounce at this level. Let's see. This looks like a wave 1, wave 2 situation in Cardano. Okay. Algorand looks like you put in a complete flat correction, right? 3 waves up, 3 waves down. That's a flat correction way beyond the 618 Fibonacci retracement level. Okay, R weave, this looks like 5 waves, 3 waves, right? Where you're finding support at this level right here. Basic attention token, that's a flat correction. 3 waves up, 3 waves down, like this. Okay, blur token. This looks like 5 waves up, 3 waves down. This looks like a zigzag, okay? These are mostly corrective because I just don't see pure impulse, right? You went up in 5 waves, took about 8 hours and 15 minutes, went down in 3 waves, took about 8 hours. Perhaps this is pure impulse right here in the case of the blur token. Okay. Binance coin we looked at. Okay. Likely to find support at this level. This is where I took my long. We'll see. I'm looking to. Okay. What are my take profits for this? What is my take profit rather? I'll tell you. So for this trade, I want to take profit all the way up here, okay? And why is that? Quite simply, and let me just show you. And this is a scalp, but again, because this is going to be a big week, likely going to be a big week, we can expect a big move, okay? So I want to take a profit, like a nice profit on a big move, just to reward myself for all the hard work and all that stuff, okay? So this is clearly a level of support and resistance that I want to watch, right? This is the bottom of this right here, okay? And then it was our resistance for so long, okay? And what is likely happening in BNB is that this level of previous support now flipped to resistance, right? And it's been resistance since May of 2022. So almost a year. This is finally going to be broken out of, okay? That's what it looks like. It's finally going to be broken out of. And so the ultimate target, very, very simply, is going to be the height of all of this, right? If you want to look at this as a cup and handle or an inverse head and shoulders, that's one way to look at it, right? An inverse head and shoulders, if you will. In any case, you want to take the height of the head or the cup, whatever you want to describe it as, right? Superimposed from the site of breakout. And there you see that your target is all the way up here at your next main resistance, which is pretty much all-time high, thereabouts, okay? So for me, this is a likely take profit for this. I wouldn't call it well, you can call it a scalp, because I don't plan to be in the market for too long. So maybe 6:30 thereabouts. but it's going to be confluent. It's going to be at the same level as my previous resistance here, right? At this level, about 650, 655, some thereabouts. Okay, so I'm going to put that in right now. Let's see, 655. Okay. Okay. So that's my plan. And we'll see how that works out. Let's see. Let's see. Just checking some other positions. Okay. I have a lot of positions, guys. I'm always monitoring, I'm always managing. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Let me see RSR real quick. Just gotta check something here. Okay. So here, I'm trying to get this to catch. Jeez. Here we go. I want to see my orthodox highs like here. Oh, this is tough. Let's see. Yeah, about here. Right here. Okay. Okay. Okay, that came close. I had my stop right here. So I figured this was 5 waves up. The 3 waves were gonna respect this. Barely did. Let's see. Okay, let's do that. All right. Let's see. Okay, we're almost done here. Okay, XRP's another one. Gotta check on. It's another strong wick. XRP's been exhibiting some weakness. It hasn't been as strong as expected, and I'm not exactly sure why. So this is a perfect flat correction. 3 waves up, 3 waves down. You can see testing the 786 right on the money. So yeah, I'm comfortable with that. That's fine. Okay. So that's it. Okay. Alright, that's good. Alright, so let's round it out with a little bit of, just going through some of these alts that we haven't looked at, right? So Bitcoin is doing the really important job of really making sure that 30K level is support, okay? And the only way you do that is by performing these SR flips, these these tests and retests, right? You break through the level and you retest it as support, and that's what you're seeing. This is why we spent so much time at the 30K level, because it was so important when we broke it, and now we're making sure that it's a level that we can hold. You're seeing a lot of sort of trades happening up and down at and around the 30K area. So that's just what it means to me as a trader. When I see a level frequented so often, it's basically because there's a reason that the chart is making this into a strong level. So when we do get above it, it's no longer the case that we think, oh, we're going to have to come below it. No. It's already been established, right, as good support. You're basically creating good support for the future, as I see it. Okay, Cardano we looked at. Algorand we looked at. It's a nice flat correction. Okay, Arweave we looked at. It's good zigzag. Basic attention token. This is a nice flat correction, right? If you take these 3 waves, or actually maybe you would pull it from here. Okay, these 3 waves to this orthodox high, you could see 786 area is hit. Blur token we saw, Binance we talked about, and yeah, I really like this level, and I already gave you my target. It's all the way up. You know, this is a big move. Okay, it's a relatively big move. I mean, for a bull market, no, it's not the biggest move in the world, but you know, I'm expecting in the coming days for this to do 90 some odd percent, 93%, which is pretty big. 93% is big, especially for an asset that for the past year, almost exactly, has done nothing even close to that, okay? Has done nothing close to that. And you can see actually what happened here. Look at this. And this is the last thing we'll say about BNB. You can see a breakout and retest. Question is this retest sufficient? I do believe it is. But if you take this right here, this breakout, very, very modest breakout. It's not, you know, going into the clouds or anything like that, but you see you come back down and you retest this level. This was this level that has been resistance for a year now, okay? Question is, are 3 days worth of retests enough, okay? Or are you going to go up and then come back and do it? Who knows? Who knows? I'm not exactly sure. That's a question, okay? We know we have to get retests after breakout, but the question is, if the retest that you see or that has already occurred is sufficient. And that's the question, right? We had the same thing with 25K, right, in Bitcoin. Bitcoin broke 25K, very important level, and it did retest it, and it took some days to do it. But the question was always, oh, is this sufficient? So every single time, and I'm not the only one, a lot of people were always saying, oh, 25K is likely to be retested. 25K is likely to be retested. Why are people saying that? It's because you want to retest that level as support. Okay, anyway. So that's BNB, Bonk. I think this is a continuation of the trend, and here you do have what I think is a zigzag of 5 waves up, 3 waves down. I think you're now going to get an impulse to the upside to continue the larger trend. Were we on the hourly? I think we're on the hourly, or even the 15-minute. But let's do hourly. It's fine. Okay, Dent. I think here you can see this is a nice level of support here, right? Because you did this, you broke out, you retested it, and now you continue. So that's what I like about that. Okay. Dodo, I think this is a very nice zigzag. 5 waves up, 3 waves down, in and around the 0.618 golden pocket right there. Whoops. Dogecoin, I'm not exactly sure why my target is down here, because I already set my stops. But Dogecoin looks like it put in a zigzag. Okay, 5 waves up, 3 waves down to between the 0.5 and the 618. So you have a golden pocket retracement. Let me try to get rid of this. I don't know why it won't. Anyway, polka dot. This is a shallow retrace. I think this is pure impulse. Reason being, your retracement is shallow in the sense that it doesn't come to the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement of this impulse, which tells me if that doesn't happen, it can't be a corrective retracement, okay? It must be pure impulse, and we know pure impulse can retrace minimally to the 0.382, which this has, okay? So I think if you look at it, you see 8 hours up, and then you look at the retracement, it's about 8 hours, 9 hours down, okay? So this is likely in polka dot, pure impulse, right? Again, this is a, nice support level because it was previous resistance, right? You broke it, you retested as support, and then you went up for 8 hours, you came down for 8 hours. And the way you have to pull those is, it goes back to what I was saying about knowing the difference between orthodox highs and lows and nominal highs and lows. I'm pulling my fib retracement from the bottom of this, which is quite clear, to the top of this, right? To the top of this, not that. I think that's correct. Wait, let's see. No, I think this is actually correct right here. Okay. In any case, it stands that you had a retracement to around the 382, and then you had your 8 hour or so. No, maybe I was right. Let me see. One second. Yeah. Okay. I like it. I like my original thesis of this being the orthodox high right here, and then my A wave, my B wave, and then my my impulse wave down to finish this. Okay, anyway, so that's polka dot. DYDX, very interesting here. You look like you're getting some sort of complex flat correction here. Okay. Looks like a wave 4 to me. Why am I saying wave 4? Because it's so shallow. I don't know that it could be even a minimal 382 retracement. And you know that you need a minimal 382 retracement to constitute a wave 2. Okay? In that case, it can't be a wave 2. It has to be a wave 4, meaning that wave 1, 2, 3, 4, this has to be part of wave 4, and then you're expecting one more before the full retracement. That's what I'm seeing with DYDX. Okay, ETH. This is a flat correction. This is 3 waves up, 3 waves down to the 786. Okay. This is quite clear. It's not a zigzag, or is it? Oh man. Okay, now I'm a little confused. One sec. Yeah, it has to be, because there's no way that this can be an A wave and this a B wave. No, that is intra-wave correction. That's a wave 4. Your orthodox highs here. So you might be coming down a little more to fulfill the minimum retracement of a flat correction, which is the 786. Let's see. Okay. Okay. H bar. This is a quintessential 5 waves up, 3 waves down in the context of a zigzag. And we know it's likely a zigzag because the time it took to go up is not the same as the time it took to come down. Okay, Chainlink. This looks like it is an intra-wave correction right here, and then it's just continuing. Just kind of like what we said with DYDX, right? That correction doesn't look like it's a wave 2 or anything like that. It just looks like it's part of some sort of wave 4 shallow retracement, and you're just going to continue up for wave 5 or something like that. And when I say wave 5, I don't know what degree, okay? So it may be that's it, or it's you're expecting a continuation, but I would lean on yesterday's assessment of this chart, which is you're likely getting into the 12s, the low 12s, and then coming back down to retest this resistance as support. So you're likely going to break and then retest, something like that for Chainlink. Okay, back to the hourly time frame. Lit looking good. This looks like a let's see, a flat correction right here. Yeah, this looks like a flat correction where you put your 3-wave move here. Okay, and then you put another 3-wave move here down to the minimum 786 Fibonacci retracement level. But I guess what I'll say about that is, I think the takeaway is, this inverse head and shoulders that you're forming, you're in the right shoulder. So it's a bullish reversal pattern. That's my takeaway. Okay, same thing with Litecoin. Little less aesthetically pleasing, but, you know, this is a right shoulder that you're forming of an inverse head and shoulders. And, you know, from the head to the right shoulder, you're essentially just putting in your zigzag, 5 waves up, 3 waves down. Okay, Harmony 1 looks like an intra-wave correction for the same reasons I said with DYDX. This is just too shallow to be a 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level of this. Okay, so whatever you're looking at, it's likely to just continue up. Okay, and we're in that phase of the market where things might just go up for a while, and you may not know exactly you may not know exactly how long or, you know, where, but just assume that things are going to go up. It's a great time to be in the markets. Yeah. Okay. Looks like my, let's just revisit the BNB trade that I just got in. And guys, I'll just disclose some of these trades I take on really high leverage, really high. This one's really high leverage, so I just have to be really precise with my entries and stuff like that. And so, like I said, I liked this level for support, right? As the chart was coming down here, I thought it was a good time to buy. And it's a small bounce now, but I think this is going to continue up from here. Okay, so yeah. Let's see, where were we? Okay, we were on RSR. That's starting to move. Sand. Okay, this is a flat correction here. This is 3 waves right here, and then this is 3 waves, right? Yes, 3 waves and 3 waves, and this is a running flat, meaning the terminus or the C wave of your ABC flat correction didn't reach the end point of the A wave. Okay, the A wave hit that 786 or beyond, and that C wave came a little short. And that just shows a lot of strong buying pressure in bullish trends, or for trends that are going to be bullish. Okay, SHIB. Here I see a nice inverse head and shoulders forming, and then in this right shoulder, basically I have some sort of zigzag. Okay, 5 waves up, 3 waves down. Same thing with synthetics. 5 waves up, 3 waves down here. I think it's 3 waves down. Let's see. Yeah, you just about hit the 0.5. Just about. Let's just see in terms of timing. You're getting 10 hours up. And about 7 hours down. So yeah, this is a zigzag. 5 waves up, 3 waves down. There's incongruence in terms of the time it takes, you know. So you know it's corrective in nature. But at the end of the day, it's just basic support and resistance, broken, retested as support, right? Resistance broken, retested as support, and then you continue. So that's what I'm seeing with synthetics. Talcoin. This to me seems like a type of zigzag. You're getting 5 waves up and then some version of 3 waves down between the 0.5 and the 6.8 of the 5 waves up. Okay, Theta token looks like it's breaking out. This is definitely some intra-wave, wave 4 correction. Can't be a wave 2, too shallow for that. And like I said, some of these trends are just going to continue and put in these shallow wave 4 retracements, but I can't tell you what degree. There isn't just one degree. I know when you start studying Elliott wave theory, you think, oh, there's a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, a wave 5. Which wave is it in, so on and so forth. And then, you know, real beginners, all they know is this, and they think every time they look at a chart, every time they look at candlesticks, you're in one of these 4 or 5 wave sequences. That's not true. That's not how it is. Okay, when I'm saying it's in wave 4, I'm just saying it's in a wave 4. That could be a wave 4 of wave 1. It could be a wave 4 of wave 3. It could be there's so many things. So I don't know when it's going to end literally just by looking at this. I'd have to zoom out. Okay, Tron. Looks like you put in a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 1, a wave 2. Okay? I say just because I'm not specifying the degree. But this is what it looks like to me. Okay? Wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, wave 2. When you're building a strong trend, you're going to put in wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, wave 2 a few times just to build the size of the trend, the size of the impulse. V-chain, that's what it looks like, yeah? This looks like wave 1, wave 2. It looks like it took around the same time to build that wave 1 as it did wave 2. But we're starting to see breakouts in the market. XRP finally showing some strength here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, we're starting to run here. We're finally starting to run. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're starting to run here. But this looks like a zigzag to me, where you put in... is it a zigzag? I don't know. Zigzag here. Let's see. Maybe it's a flat correction. I would pull it from here. Yeah, that's a flat correction. Look at that. It's almost perfect, right to the 786. Okay, look at this. I just want to show this real quick. This is a zigzag. 5 waves up, 3 waves down. No relation between the time it took up and the time it took down. Clearly took way more time down than up, I think. Let's see. Or is it just about the same time? Before I tell you this, I should check that. I would say you start going down around here, 7 hours. And then you start coming down. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so this is what I've said before on the channel. One of the strong points of Elliott wave analysis, looking at consolidation reversals vis-a-vis or versus or as opposed to or in contradistinction with Wyckoff theory, where you're studying these ranges that are orthogonal, is sometimes, a lot of times, you're not looking at an orthogonal accumulation. For instance, here, looking at XRP, this accumulation happened diagonally up and to the right. And I actually just, I just got done telling you XRP was exhibiting weakness. But now this analysis tells me otherwise. Why? It shows me that the accumulation after this local drawdown happened up and to the right. You can only get that in a very strong trending, in an asset that's going to trend very strongly to the upside. Okay, this is a zigzag. Okay, that's 1 degree of AB basing. This is another zigzag. That's 2 degrees of AB basing. Again, you know it's a zigzag and not a pure impulse, and a correction because of the time it takes to go up is different than the time it takes to go down. And again, this is a flat correction. So 3 waves up, 3 waves down to the minimum 786. So you have 3 pairs of corrections, right? 2 degrees of AB basing and a pivot, however you want to say it, happening all up and to the right. So diagonally, that shows a lot of strength. So based off of that, I do expect for XRP to fly up to the top of this range. Okay, because it has a lot of buying pressure. It's showing a lot of strength right now in that accumulation. Okay, last but not least, Zilliqa. This is a run-of-the-mill zigzag. Is it a zigzag or is it pure impulse? Now that things are starting to get into pure impulse, I have to check more. 7 hours up. For so long, we'd been in correction. Everything was a zigzag. Okay, it's possible that this is pure impulse. Why? Because you went up for about 7 hours. You came down in 3 waves for about 7 hours. And you hit a minimum 382 Fibonacci retracement level. So that could be a wave 1, wave 2 situation. Also, you came back down to a main area of resistance, flipped it as support. You're likely seeing a wave 1, wave 2 of pure impulse. Expect a wave 3. So things are flying right now. The market looks really bullish. We've gone through all 28 or 29 assets that I'm actively trading. And we made the case why we're likely to see 38K before, before Friday evening, right? Before the end of trading. Mostly because of this DXY finally breaking down. As you can see, this right shoulder is forming, and once this right shoulder breaks down, then this larger head and shoulder breaks down, and that's when the real party starts. But until then, we can see that altcoins are ruling the day, and there's so many altcoins that, we just saw in our watch list that are starting to fly. But you can just look at the total 2, which is the aggregate chart for altcoins. And what you can see here is you've got this very nice retracement here. Okay, it's a flat correction, a running flat. And then you have 5 waves up, 3 waves down of pure impulse, it looks like. Okay, if you throw our Fibonacci retracement tool from the bottom to the top, this is a real clean top. Not difficult. The orthodox high is the same as the nominal high. No confusion there. Okay, you can see. I mean, this is as easy as trading gets. It doesn't get this easy all the time. I mean, usually it's not this easy. 10 hours up, and let's see how long it takes us to come down. Okay, this is a zigzag. 10 hours up, 7 hours down. Okay. In any case, the point is this: that you are moving in such a way that you're looking to break the top of this range with this move, because you came up in 5 waves, you came down in 3. Your next target is up here, consolidate at resistance, break, retest, break, retest, and then continue up. Okay, that's really bullish. Altcoins are flying. They're going to fly if they haven't already. And yeah, a green week is what I'm seeing for the crypto markets. Yeah, so that's it for me, guys. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was useful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. if you got value, and enjoy the pump. Enjoy the pumps. Take care.